going on out there. Hi, Sean.
A little live shot looking from Santa Barbara. I won't say exactly where that is. I might get beat up for it, so I won't go ahead and say it, even though it's not necessarily a secret. But yeah, a beautiful day out there. We're seeing beautiful weather. A nice change from where we were just a few days ago. And again, a cool to mild day. Some areas were still a little warm out there if you were just maybe out of the sea breeze. Sundowners for the South Coast. We got to keep an eye on that. Last night, one kind of snuck up on us just after the 6 o'clock show. Popped into effect. Not really a big wind maker, but just enough out there to warrant maybe an advisory. We'll have to keep an eye on it. You can see one of the telltale signs is a lot of 60s, but then right along the South Coast, you get that little boost in temperatures, and that's always an indication that you might be getting a little bit of a breeze off the mountains, although our wind map is showing mostly onshore, even in the channel where you can see the arrows pointing up towards the beaches. But wouldn't be a bit surprised if some of these stronger winds over the backside of the San Ynez Mountains are actually making it in and over the tops, and that's why, of course, you get the little boost in temperatures. Either way, just kind of a nice night out there and very quiet. The satellite shows a little bit of activity out there starting to show up over my shoulder, just to the maybe right around the San Luis Obispo, Monterey County border. And as we blow the map out, the reason is big area of low pressure is spinning itself right off the Gulf of Alaska, or actually it's just south of the Gulf of Alaska, pushing some rainfall and snow into Oregon and Washington. For us, though, the tail end is very weak. Slight chance of maybe a sprinkle or two the next couple of days, but for the most part, just kind of a beefed up marine layer. However, whenever you do get these sort of systems, they blow down out of the north like this, there's a chance we could see more wind for Santa Barbara. And every so often on our futurecast, we do get some rain showers possibly showing up on the backsides of our mountains, the north-facing slopes where the moisture kind of piles up. That would be the best chance. So really not a widespread rainmaker, but maybe a sprinkle or two out there for our inland folks, again, on the backsides of our mountains facing north. Overnight, a lot of widespread 50s out there. If we do keep the winds in play, it might be a tad bit warmer than that. Otherwise, you can see 40s as you head farther north in our region. And again, tomorrow, I'm going to go ahead and maybe knock the degrees down just a few more, maybe back about 5 degrees, back into the low to mid 60s for most areas. You can see right there. So it might be a little cool along the beaches. However, some of those areas that do see the sunshine a little bit more, if we can kind of burn that cloud cover away, you might actually be rather comfortable out there. I wouldn't say there's any real complaints. And of course, Cinco de Mayo right there, you can see we'll go ahead with an average of about maybe 65 to about 72 across the board. Mixed cloudiness, as you can see right there. And again, the sundowner possible for the Santa Barbara South Coast. And if you look real close right there, I'm having fun with the machine. There's lots of neat little gadgets on there. I was going to replay that, but I don't have time. And there's your surf forecast. We do have a lot of wind swell energy out there, and a southern hemisphere swell working its way up from down under, which is spreading actually some nice waves out there if you can just kind of deal with the wind. And there's your forecast right there. Of course, we'll boost temperatures towards the end of it. In the meantime, though, cloudiness and, of course, the winds for Santa Barbara. We'll keep an eye on that the next couple of days. As we head farther north, we had about a 20% chance of rain possible by Tuesday for areas north of Point Conception. We're going to kind of cut that back and knock it down to just kind of heavy clouds, a little bit more fog, and we'll stop with the San Ynez Valley. And again, we're going to warm by next weekend, but nothing like what we saw late last week, or I should say most of last week, when we had those really incredible warm Santa Ana winds. So,
right, those temperatures are much lower.
Yeah, that's more of a normal sort of fade when we start to go back up a little bit.
Okay, all right, sounds good. Thanks for that, Sean. It was a fun-filled day at Oak Park today.